4. The morning had started like any other. The smell of fresh coffee filled the kitchen as sunlight streamed through the blinds, catching in the steam rising from the mug in my hand. I stood at the stove, flipping pancakes and humming to the music playing softly from the Bluetooth speaker. That's when Travis walked in with that all-too-familiar smirk on his face, the kind that meant he had something up his sleeve. He wrapped his arms around my waist from behind and rested his chin on my shoulder. I smiled, leaning into him as he kissed my neck. "You've been working so hard lately, Mia," he said, his voice low and warm.
"So I planned something."
"A little surprise for the weekend." "A surprise?" I turned to face him. "You? Planning a surprise?" Travis laughed. "I know, right? It's rare, but I figured it was time." "Well, color me intrigued. What kind of surprise?" He winked and pulled out a folded sheet of paper with a handwritten list. "Just pack a bag, swimsuit, casual clothes, something nice for dinner. We're leaving in an hour." I blinked, caught completely off guard. Travis was always dependable, grounded, and wonderfully predictable. He was the planner in our relationship, the one who scheduled every trip 6 months in advance and double-checked hotel bookings twice. A spontaneous getaway wasn't his usual move, which made it even more exciting. After a whirlwind hour of packing, loading the car, and making sure the house was locked up, we were on the road. Travis refused to tell me where we were going, only that it was a place where I could relax, disconnect, and breathe. The drive took us north, through winding roads that led us into the woods, past sleepy towns, and finally to a secluded lake surrounded by tall pines and thick forest. Nestled beside the water was a charming log cabin with a wraparound porch and a dock that stretched into the glistening lake. When he pulled into the gravel driveway, I stared out the window in awe. "This place is beautiful." Travis smiled. "It's Adam's cabin. He's out of town this week and said we could use it. Total privacy, perfect weather, and no cell service." Adam. I remembered the name from Travis's stories over the years. His best friend since college, Adam had been a groomsman at our wedding and lived mostly out of state, working on oil rigs and travel projects that kept him bouncing around. I'd only met him twice, both times briefly at events. Tall, confident, and effortlessly charming, Adam had a way of lighting up a room. But I never knew him well. Travis unloaded the bags while I explored the cabin, impressed by how cozy and inviting it was. Rustic furniture, stone fireplace, bookshelves lined with novels and board games. It was everything a cabin getaway should be. That afternoon we lounged by the water, our feet dangling off the edge of the dock as the lake shimmered in the sunlight. I felt the tension in my body slowly begin to melt away. Dinner was grilled chicken and roasted vegetables, eaten outside on the porch with glasses of wine and a chorus of crickets serenading us. Travis looked more relaxed than I'd seen him in months. We watched the stars come out, wrapped in a shared blanket, whispering old memories and new dreams. That night, I fell asleep in his arms to the gentle sound of waves lapping at the dock. The next morning, I woke up to voices outside. I slipped out of bed, pulled on a robe, and wandered to the front porch. That's when I saw Travis standing with a man who looked vaguely familiar. He was taller than Travis, with tousled dark blonde hair, an easy smile, and a duffel bag slung over his shoulder. "Mia," Travis called when he saw me. "You're up. Come meet Adam." I blinked, trying to shake off the sleep as I stepped outside. "Adam? As in Adam?" He walked over with a broad grin. "The one and only. Hope I'm not crashing the romantic weekend." I gave a polite laugh and shook his hand. "Not at all. Just caught me by surprise." He glanced at Travis. "I was in the area and figured I'd swing by and grab my gear from the shed. Wasn't planning to stay long, but Travis insisted." Travis shrugged, his eyes gleaming. "Come on, it's been forever since we hung out. Stay a night or two. We got plenty of food and space." Adam hesitated for half a second, then nodded.
"All right."
Can't say no to lake air and good company. The rest of the day unfolded like a summer camp reunion. The two of them picked up right where they'd left off, trading stories, grilling burgers, and tossing a football by the shore. I mostly watched, amused by their antics, but eventually joined in. Adam was effortlessly charismatic, telling stories that had me laughing so hard I nearly cried. His presence didn't feel like an intrusion. Oddly, it felt like something had clicked into place. That evening, after another hearty dinner and a round of drinks, we sat on the dock watching the sunset. The lake reflected the fiery orange and pink sky, and the silence was comforting. Travis eventually excused himself to make a call to his sister, leaving me and Adam alone. "You really love him, don't you?" Adam asked, his voice thoughtful. I looked at him, surprised by the question but not offended. "Of course. We've built a life together." He nodded.
It shows.
"The way he looks at you, it's rare." I smiled softly. "Thanks. He speaks so highly of you. I can see why. You two are like brothers." Adam gave a small laugh. "We've been through a lot together. Good and bad. He's the one friend I never lost touch with." There was a pause, and then he added, "He always told me you were amazing." But I didn't realize just how right he was. That caught me off guard. I glanced at him, unsure what to say, but the look in his eyes wasn't flirtatious. It was sincere, respectful. "He's lucky," Adam said, his voice quieter now. "You've got something really special." Travis came back not long after, and we continued chatting like nothing had changed. But something had shifted, a deeper understanding between me and Adam, an unspoken appreciation, maybe even a quiet bond born from a shared respect for the same person. The following day was filled with laughter and sunshine. We went boating, swam in the lake, and had a picnic on the shore. Adam was a natural entertainer, making us both laugh with his over-the-top impressions and bad jokes. That night, we played board games by lantern light and toasted marshmallows over the fire pit. The energy was easy, honest. Even as the three of us shared close space, there was no awkwardness, just warmth, comfort, and mutual enjoyment. I couldn't remember the last time I'd felt so relaxed and seen. When the weekend came to an end, we packed up our bags and cleaned the cabin together. Adam was heading back on the road, and we were driving home. He hugged me goodbye, warm and strong. "Take care of each other," he said. "You two are something special." I watched as he disappeared down the dirt path, feeling an unexpected tug in my chest. Not attraction, not confusion, just gratitude. For the connection, for the presence, for the reminder that meaningful bonds can exist without definition. On the ride home, Travis reached over and took my hand. "So," he said, glancing at me with a smile, "did I surprise you?" I squeezed his hand. "More than you know." He looked pleased with himself. "Good. You deserve it." I leaned,